then. I'm not asking you, Jan Erik, if you had a nice summer, because I think that summer vacation, because I think that for you vacation is far away already. I mean behind.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the winter holiday now. Christmas.
The big one.
But you're gonna say you're looking forward now to the next summer, because now winter started. So thank you very much. That was it.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome everyone. Welcome back for those who have had some time off in August. So we are really sort of not relaunching, because those support calls took place all over summer. But two to three things that I wanted to tell before we just get started on the technical side. First, we need to talk briefly about the testimonials that we want, or we would like to offer you to deliver at the occasion of the summit in Norway in 2 weeks' time now, September 19, 21. And second, if I had not been clear upon that one point, we are going to be extending these support calls to you minimum till the end of this year. So you had received invitations until the end of September. We'll extend that. So we carry on these exchanges until the end of the year. And that is, in a sense, due to the fact that the ISO process for 4.3, as you probably all know now, led to a rejection by ISO in May. A series of fixes that have been provided by Building Smart to ISO as a consequence of this rejection by the end of August or last week. So BSI has resubmitted a corrected version of 4.3, and ISO will start again a review process, which shall last probably till the end of October, mid-November. So by mid-November, it is expected that 4.3 will be ISO certified, quote, quote. And therefore will the baseline, the 4.3 baseline that we use for developing 4.4 will then be official. So from there on, we need to finalize our own 4.4 baseline and then submit to ISO. So that will probably take us down to the end of the year. So just the reason why we want to extend this, which is a good thing, I guess. A good thing in a sense for us. We still have a bit of work to do on some refinements around property sets and quantity sets. Maybe even more on the excavation side of things, because I would think this is now final by it, more or less final on the geotech side of things. Right, so with that, allow me please to ask you then to confirm that you are interested indeed. Some of you have already confirmed you are interested indeed in providing a testimonial at the occasion of the technical summit in Norway. So if I go around the table, Jan Erik, you already said you would provide that testimonial in the form of a short video.
Yes, now I even got a new license key for Camtasia, so it's hope.
Good.
That was a struggle through the Trimble system here, but I succeeded.
Very good. As I said, ideally, if you can provide it in the coming days, that'd be great. So we will then need to compile that and try to make it around 3-5 minutes or so. That'd be great. Besides and beyond, expect as well that you'll be at the summit, will you?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we will arrange that you have as well the opportunity to talk after the presentation, after this video, if you'd like, just to add a little bit more. And I think we have some time for that. So good, thank you for this.
Good.
Hanu, on your side, is that something you are willing to do as well?
Sorry, I cannot offer anything or put anything on the table except that those files what we have provided, of course, they can be used if somebody is willing to import or look at it, what it looks like, but I cannot demonstrate anything at this point.
Okay, okay, I understand. Will you be at the summit?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, anyone from your team?
No, not from Tekla.
Okay. Do you wish? I mean, I'm speaking loud here. Do you wish to, for example, have Yannick speak on your behalf?
Well,
because otherwise I can do a sort of brief comment on what you've been doing, but maybe Yannick would be best positioned to do so.
Yeah, I don't know what you have done, Hannes. So if so, then I need to have a session with you then, if you think that's have any value.
Yeah, well, we both are a Trimble company, so if
Yes.
Jan-Erik represent Trimble, but
Okay,
Novatec is Trimble company as well, right?
Sorry.
Vianova is a Trimble company as well, right?
Yeah. Not Vianova. Vianova is the design company that we have broken out from 20 years ago, but we live in the same building.
Yeah.
But Trimble Solutions Sandvika is where I work, is obviously a Trimble company.
So you can maybe have a chat between the two of you, and then Yannick, if you feel so, and if Hanu agrees, then you can maybe just comment live.
Yeah, I can do so if you think it's of any value, and it's nice to show more of Trimble capabilities and Trimble initiatives here, of course.
Indeed. Talking about which, I need to ask the question to Artemis, but would you know, Yannick, whether she would be willing to have this testimonial as well?
I will have a chat with her later today. We set up a small meeting. Okay. Last time I talked to her, she maybe will come to Norway for one day or so.
Okay.
It's a short ride from Gothenburg to Oslo or Lillestrøm. But we have some restrictions in Trimble for traveling due to, we're down from 24 to 23% on the bottom line or something. So they are extremely restrictive on cost here. So, but I will
you check
tell
with
you
her
if
and
she
you
will
let me
be
know?
there live or not. And if
okay.
she's not there live, I can represent her for sure.
Okay.
The geotech part.
Very good. Let me take the occasion to ask then Hiro and Katsunori, are you willing to give this little testimonial at the occasion of this summit, either in the form of a video or on site?
Unfortunately, I cannot come to Norway, but
Okay.
Katsunori and Rie are coming. But I'm not sure how they are preparing, what are they preparing. So please, we need to ask Katsunori what he can do or he cannot do.
I'm not clear about what testimony you were expecting. What about?
What about? Well, looking back at the message that I circulated, but I will recirculate it to make it maybe clearer. We were sort of expecting a little video that presents some proof, some evidence of the work that you've been carried out with us since the beginning of February. So in other words, anything proving that you'd been working on GitHub, that you'd been developing some and because some tests code, some export files you have already created, and maybe present this in a fashion that explains what's your strategy with supporting IFC is about, what you do around this, so that people understand, what you do and what your solutions are about. So it's a bit of a mix of a sort of a quick positioning speech with some proof of evidence that you've been working with us on those extensions for tunneling and geotechs.
Okay.
That can be a capture of your screen or whatever. Make it short, 2 to 3 minutes, and if you are on site, as Hero was saying, then we'll give you the opportunity to comment upon it.
Well, I don't think I have anything to show, but surely I can speak something on site.
Okay.
About the impression of the deployment and stuff like that, if it's okay.
Yeah, of course. If it is okay with Hero, I mean, it's very much up to you to decide. But if you can capture anything on your screen, lovely. If you cannot, you don't. We'll be giving you the opportunity to speak up anyway. Just let me know what your plans are, right? We'll leave you discuss internally, and then you'll come back to me.
Okay, will do.
Lovely, thank you. Great. So with that in mind, I think I should now hand over to maybe Lars first. Given all the work you've been carried out over August in terms of refining those P sets and quantity sets that you had been discussing with the domain team. So do you want to give us a brief update?
Yes, I can. However, it seems like most of the P sets did not actually make it into the regenerated documentation yet, unfortunately. But anyway, we have pull requests for all property sets for geoscience, book A, B, and C. And there has been quite a lot of discussions with Jonas and the geoscience domain team, primarily, I think, on the book A P sets, and a lot of comments regarding getting the documentation sort of in a high quality fashion with correct references to other standards that we use. For example, there's a lot of things coming, for example, from GeoSci ML standard, for example. So referencing the correct sources, and then we, for example, for enumerations for properties, we lacked descriptions and so on. So there has been quite a lot of work actually going back and forth between us and the domain team. So hopefully they will soon become part of the actual documentation as well. So that's what I can report actually. For systems, we are still working on property sets, The good thing with the systems domain is that there's not many new entities actually, or predefined types. It's possible there to or use what is already in IFC. And for the excavation support and lining part, we have finalized property set proposals or pull requests for the excavation part and for the waterproofing part. Those pull requests are already in, and work is ongoing with pre-support, support, lining still. So that's sort of the current status for that work.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Any question to what Lars has just explained? Nope. Okay. Just well, that leads us to the newly regenerated documentation. So, Sergey, I should probably hand over to you to report upon all that you've been doing. But just checking on one little thing here, are there still pull requests that haven't been merged as far as the P sets for geotech?
Yes, there are.
Oh, is that on purpose, or is that something we missed?
No, they just haven't been reviewed yet.
Okay, so if they need to be reviewed, that means regenerating?
That means reviewing. First review, then merge, and after that we regenerate. But it's not; these are not important for testing because every property is the same.
Okay. Okay, I will address this afterwards. Right. So, would you mind just updating the team on this regenerated documentation, Sergey, please?
So the link stayed the same. I regenerated the documentation with a change log that
kills you. The change log kills you.
Sergey, we lost your mic. We lost your audio.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, you're back.
I have no idea what happened.
Do you mind sharing your screen? If of interest.
I have nothing to show.
Okay.
So, like I said, the link is the same, and the change log just features now all the changes from the point where the first submission to ISO happened up until now, because there was the baseline was a moving target, so all of the changes are now in that one change log. If at some point we need a change log between the first submission to ISO and the second submission to ISO, we can of course generate that, but I think that's more of a responsibility of Building Smart because they were doing the changes. So we have this one big change log where all of the stuff is there. And you will find, of course, the links now to the new concepts in the tunnel sprints, right, Stefan? We updated the links to the templates, if I recall correctly.
It's a pull request that I would love Lars and Sergey to just skim over, but there should be an updated documentation pull request from me.
It's a pull request. Okay. In that case, let me just quickly then show you the templates that were added. So in fundamental concepts and assumptions, of course, we have a couple of new templates like assignment to product, which was relinked, and we have, I think, dataset. Let me just quickly check here. As a matter of fact, what we have here, this is apparently not. There's no new model view, so I can't show you the new templates. What else did we add? I think we added dataset association. So associating external datasets. What else, guys? Help me out here. Well, in any case, they are available and they will be linked once the pset is merged, so you will have access to
material properties was also one of them.
Oh yeah, that one is an interesting one, because that one was wrong in the original documentation. So we added this, but apparently we didn't link it to anything. Okay, so it's not there. We have to regenerate. We have to regenerate this because it was not linked to any entities.
Anything around voxel grid?
Voxel grid, we didn't have anything. I don't think so. No.
Yeah, that's I mean, one of the reasons why the template product assignment is in there is for voxel grid, right?
Assignment to product and product assignment.
Yeah.
This one is new. Product assignment is old. Assignment to product allows us to link voxels and
voxel data.
Voxel data, yes, to grid.
Voxel data, sorry. Yeah. And of course, if you go to the entities, for example, oh, there's no new entities in this one.
But there are, for example, new predefined types defined for arch element, for example, which was a new entity which we introduced before.
In
for
that
example,
case,
Hanno, that would be the answer to your question that I believe we had in the middle of.
In that case, I wrongly. No, but there, yeah, no new entities, of course, but new types, right?
Yes.
Arch element types. But this was not picked up, apparently, which is weird. Maybe it was not picked up because nothing changed on the entity level. Okay, I have to look into this, why this was not put into the change log, and maybe regenerate. But at least the new stuff is definitely there. That's required by our sprint, so you can
there is also a couple of if you look at the closed pull request list on GitHub, there are a couple of at least a couple of book B psets for geoscience, for hazards, geological units. We have it's possible to use URI reference as a data type for properties in property sets, because we have in the geoscience domain, we have a lot of, or at least a couple of references where there are almost linked data type lists of allowed values for certain properties where you can specify a value with a URI, for example. That was not in the IFC specification before, so that's one thing. Yeah. And also
you had to drop.
Okay. Yeah, and there are also quite a few book A pieces that actually was merged for tests, for observations, for map zones, for borehole intervals. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of new stuff anyway. But it seemed like it didn't end up in the change log, unfortunately.
So Sergey has to regenerate that. He has left?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to ask whether there were any questions to Sergey. Any questions around what we've just talked about? Thanks, Lars.
May I?
Please.
Where I can see these merged property sets, are these property sets are in the regenerated document already, or?
They should be in the generated documentation, but obviously did not end up in the change log the way I understood it. And
Yeah,
I think the change log is the thing that is a bit tedious to get right. If I haven't generated the documentation myself anytime, so but that's what I heard from Sergey. So, but what I looked at now was the in the specification repository. You can look at
Can you share your screen,
pull
Lars?
requests. Yeah, sure.
Please.
I can do
So
that.
it's obvious for everyone.
And those P sets appears in the pull request. Those are not yet merged and not yet in the documentation, right?
Yeah. So in the specification GitHub repository, you have the pull requests, and what I'm looking at now are closed pull requests, and
Okay.
this symbol, they have been merged. You can see they are merged. So you see there are quite a few Book A P sets and a number of Book B P sets that was merged, and this URI reference, for example, body voxel geometry, for example, dataset association, we talked about material properties template, as assigning P sets to materials, that is. So those are the closed ones. And then if we look at the open ones instead, you see there's still quite a lot of P sets that have not been merged, that there is still comments and stuff. So
perhaps
and they are
also
all flagged IfcTunnel, right?
I've posted a link also in the chat, for example, for P set borehole Coleman. So you find those P sets in the chapter 6.5.4 in the documentation. It's not even sure how I managed to navigate there, but they're there. I think if you go to chapter 6, you're going to be able to see a lot of the other P sets as well.
Chapter 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you
and
search,
shared
for example,
infrastructure.
On the left-hand side, you have all the type enums, and if you scroll down a bit, you're going to see there are property sets.
Yeah, here you have
all the property sets that are part of the documentation already.
Okay. And so just last, the pull request you showed as closed were all flagged IfcTunnel. The ones that are open, are they flagged IfcTunnel as well?
Yes. Yeah, these are open and they are flagged IfcTunnel. So
good.
Yes.
And the one closed as well.
I mean, maybe they are not all, since some things we did is not directly related with IfcTunnel. It's sort of documentation improvement, where we also made pull requests into the main BSI repository.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see, most of these are also IfcTunnel flagged. So
right.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay. That's the IFC specification on the BSI infra. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks for that. That clarifies.
Does that answer your question, Kazunori?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any
Good.
other questions from the participants?
Non-technical question to Michel. This tunnel tour visit at tunnel site at the summit. Should we try to invite people for this, or?
Yes. Now I'm wondering how we ran this invitation. Of course, I can ask this audience just to check whether people are on site and if they are interested, which I think they would. Or shall we make, or we can make as well, another announcement, but to leave people some time ahead.
Yeah, because we need to know about the number of people, because you need to have special equipment like helmets and shoes and
special shoes and helmets and things like that.
Yeah, and so we have some equipment at in our office, and also Skanska, they have some equipment, but we need to make sure that we have enough equipment and reasonably sized equipment as well. So
yeah, didn't realize
because
that.
there are very super strict rules for going into an unfinished tunnel.
Of course. Should we try to address the population that has already registered, even though we know that some won't be interested, but or is that too big a target?
Or you could send out to the group. You have an email address for IfcTunnel, don't you?
To start with, yes, but beyond.
I think if we could limit it to 10 to 15 people, I think that is a handleable size.
Good. So let me start then with proposing this to this audience, to our team, and depending upon the answers, then maybe we could extend, if we still have a few places left, then we could extend to the rest.
I'm still chasing the equipment, because Skanska should have more equipment than the first guy I reached out to. So, but we have several connections. So we will, but it's a process to do this. So.
Yes, and thanks again for having dealt with this, by the way, again. And we would shoot for between around 15, 20 max, some kind of thing.
Yeah, I think if it reach our more than 20 people, we cannot do that. So, but around 15 should be possible.
Okay.
Thanks see what happens and take it from there.
Okay. Good. Good. So I'll do this first, and then we'll see what the responses are going to be. Good. But again, thanks for arranging. Stepan, do you want to say a few words about the checker, just to make everyone up to speed?
Yes, of course. So after the regeneration, I also tried to upload the checker, but the service I'm using to host the checker told me it's too big, because we're checking apparently too much stuff. So I'm in contact now with the support, and hopefully today we'll have it online. And thus I will restart all the checks that are on the pull request. So all the open pull requests, I'll restart the check. I'll also then just wrote a small note in the pull request so that you get a notification. I think it's an automatic thing in GitHub. If somebody writes on the pull request you've opened, that you get an immediate email. So I'll not be contacting you directly, but I'll be merely, pinging you in GitHub. Hey, there are some results. You might want to look at them. Also, I'll try and have a first look at the results, because there might still be errors in the checker. It has been quite a feat to have everything in there, and it's not yet everything in there as well. So a small asterisk. But the checker is not yet checking everything, but we're getting there, and at least for you to have some initial feedback where we said, even if it's not completely there, we will upload it for you to use. So the schema checks are, I believe, complete. The individual requirements checks some are missing. So, but let's see, and hopefully I get a hold of the support really quick so that the checker will be uploadable.
And in the meantime, we got some submissions of files supporting those.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
for...
I'm really curious if checker will manage to not fail and not break. But yeah, I'll probably be on and off this whole day updating whenever I find any small mistakes.
So 12D and Beaver have provided files with concepts related to systems as part of this sprint 3. So that's good. Okay. Any other questions or announcements, you'd like to make, Eric, Kazunori, Hiro, Hanu? Please.
I just have a small question to Stefan that is not really related to this, but you are participating in the tech meeting in Norway next week, right? And I answered you back on email, but did you receive these answers? Because I think it was something strange with my email system yesterday.
The only thing I got was that you forgot one comment.
Okay, then the other answer didn't get out in some way. Okay, I will post you a new email now.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Is there any IOC Forex for viewer available online?
That's a very good question, Hanu. I am guessing that perhaps ODA viewer already doesn't fail for 4.4. At least they have it on their web page that they're doing it. I'm guessing that Peter Bonsma, RDF viewer, could handle it. But I'm not
should as well.
I'm not.
Aka should.
Which one?
Aka,
right? Okay. The only thing I'm not sure is if any of these support voxels. So I'm not aware of anybody yet that would make voxel visualize. I know that we had also a conversation, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, with another participant here with Esri that is, of course, interested in importing stuff. But it might be that we're just talking about the chicken and an egg problem, right? The viewers are saying, can you give us an example file so that we check? And of course, the exporters say, can we have a viewer to check our own export? So, perhaps just post something, Hanu, and let's see how it develops.
Last is an example file.
Yeah, but that's also very sort of simple, because I don't have a fancy editor for, so it's created programmatically. So, but I mean, it could be it's in the right place in the world, so it could be rendered if we had a viewer.
A viewer,
and I was sort of hoping for Esri there, but they are a big company, and I'm not sure if they will manage. Yeah, I mean they have. I've seen voxel grid renderings from Esri, but I mean they have then maybe their own proprietary formats for that. So.
The other source would be Sequence. That I know they produce. I'm not too sure as for their imports. I need to check with Pat again.
So sorry to have no definite answer there, Hanu. And as I see, no other participant is raising his hand that they might be.
Maybe Artemis should have something shortly.
Yeah, we are working with voxels. So first we focus on export, but when we are able to export it, we should be able to import it as well, and then we can view it in our system. But not the official version, but we could always send something to you, Hannu. But I can't promise this before close to Christmas maybe or something. The export is the primary thing first.
And we still have some time, so it's not that. Of course, I believe Summit is now unreachable, but we still have some time to test this during the next months.
Yes.
Sorry, Lars, you wanted to say something?
I was just saying what I've been using when there is sort of because I know, for example, if you have alignment geometry in your files, there are not many viewers either. So I've in those cases I've been using either the viewer from Peter Bonsma RDF or the akka viewer because they don't sort of puke when they get something with new geometry. So that's what I've been using. And in other cases, I also use the free BIM Vision viewer from Poland. But that one, if you have an alignment geometry in there, you won't be able to load the file.
Yeah, and I doubt that they do voxels as well.
But I can pitch in that Michelangelo from Akka, he said that they were supposed to support voxels. But that was
Did he say so? Okay, good.
Informal statement on an email some months ago. So
now this is a promise.
Exactly. I can promise on his behalf.
On his behalf, yes. That's good.
Of course, yes.
That's good enough. You sign out on the back on the bottom of the page. That's good.
Let's ask that at Summit. You know, at some point, Jan Erik from Trimble said that Akka will support this. So where are you guys?
Well, they support ideas, and that's another subject. Okay. Who else haven't we offered the opportunity to speak up? Erik, anything you'd like to bring up to the team?
I have no particular questions right now. I was just looking for information for the summit, but we're a bit late to the meeting, so maybe I'll attend the late one.
Is there any? Please ask if you have questions you wanted to ask. Please do.
Yeah. Right now I don't have any questions.
I would propose, Erik, just join the evening meeting if you can,
yeah.
And because we did the first 15 minutes of this meeting, so also or listen to the recording, right,
yeah.
Michel? The first 15 minutes were about how the summit is going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I was mostly wondering about the summit. Yeah. So I'll watch the recording first. Yeah.
Feel free to contact me directly as well, or anyone in the team if you wish. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I think we can free you up and adjourn. Just asking Lars, Stefan, if you can stay online for 2 minutes. And then we move on as we said, and we'll speak with each other again on Thursday next week then.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye, everyone. Stop recording.